What is up, you guys? So, we are going to do a little story time with some Evony as a layover. So, you guys don't have to get nauseous with all of this going on in the background. So, let's get into it. All right. So, this is just going to be daily maintenance. There's not much going on in Evony right now. So, going to send out farmers, going to spin the wheel, do all that stuff. But most importantly, we are going to talk and we are going to do a story time because I think that there's a lot to learn from this particular story. So, a long time ago, I was working at Sears, where I've made most of my long-term friends. And it was during one of these shifts, middle of the week, kind of getting late, and this guy comes in. Immediately, we can tell that he kind of has this just kind of negative demeanor. So, let's see. We got 35,000 of those. 34,000 of those. So, immediately he kind of has this demeanor on his face, very negative, kind of hostile. And so one of my coworkers goes up to him, offers him some help. And the guy starts telling him, like, hey, my washer died. I need a new one, as soon as possible. And during all this, the guy is just kind of, let's just say crotchety, He's not happy to be there. He doesn't like that his washer broke. And then he gets to the register and says, hey, I'm going to have to do a credit application. Does Sears still do that? And, of course, we did. So the guy's credit application declines. And the guy starts going off very, very loudly, very publicly, yelling at my coworker. And I was witness to all of this because the guy was very loud and very obnoxious. So this is me telling the story as a witness, not as the employee that helped him. So this guy starts yelling at, the coworker, saying that, I worked for 28 years for this automotive shop and, they went out of business 6 months ago and left me with nothing. And he says, that's what'll happen in America. People will use you for 30 years and then throw you into the gutter when things go south. And he just went on and on and on, bashing his employer, his previous employer, who, by the way, had employed him for 38 years. And the guy stayed there. He stayed there that long. He chose to stay there. Some people will say, like, you don't know what's going on. Maybe this person couldn't leave that job. It's hard to get other jobs. I call BS. As an adult, we all have to make hard decisions. Sometimes those decisions are, hey, you know what? On my lunchtime, I'm going to go do this job interview. And if it takes 3 hours, it takes 3 hours. And I'll say, it is what it is. I'll say something came up. But we all have to make these decisions. And sometimes it comes from a bad experience. The experience being companies haven't been loyal. Companies are no longer loyal. And you can't think of a company as something that's going to take care of you for the rest of your life. That guy at 20 years, he should have gone to the owner and said, hey, I've been doing this for 20 years. I'd like to own my own shop. Or he should have pulled his act together to do it much sooner. So, the story has stuck with me as something that I never want to have happen to anyone, myself, my family, my friends, my son, because that's kind of the American dream that we're sold. Or even if you're not in America, it's kind of the dream we're sold as humans. Is get this job, have this steady income, have predictable bills, go on your one vacation a year. Till when, is my question. What's the goal? What's the goal out of that? And yeah, it might work. It might work for a while. Ooh, there's that 30-day VIP. Boom, I'll take it. Don't wind up trapped. Don't get content and, have your head above water and forget that the goal is to not be swimming. Not that I'm anywhere close to that. I mean, let's be realistic. I am, I'm gonna essentially start all over again with the next project, because I'm doing it from a different level. I'm going to be doing it from an ownership level rather than as a manager. So, but that's okay because that's the challenge that I currently want. But my message to you would be, don't get trapped. That guy, the owner of that business, did their best. They didn't go out of business thinking, let's ruin this guy's life that's been with us for 40 years. No, or 38 years. No, they went out of business due to no control of their own. And honestly, 40 years of employment, that's a huge investment in another human. That guy should have been thankful. I thought it was very, very negative, I guess, and very unthankful. And then, if I don't like something, I throw a fit. When I was working at the dealership, I would want a pay raise. I would make sure I got it. I wanted more authority. I wanted more capability. I would make sure that I got it. The only reason I knew to do that is because of the people in my life. My wife was very supportive, and she would say, hey, you know what? It's been a year. It's been 6 months. Bills are tight. You do a lot. Blah, blah, blah. You need to fight for, or the overtime you're owed or the extra hours you're owed. Or, I would do things like, drive cars all the way down to Los Angeles, sleep for like 8 hours, drive another car home. I'm sorry, like 12 hours. So I do like 2 12-hour days back to back. And they would try to say that they were only going to pay me for like 8 hours of that, because, it was my responsibility to take a lunch or blah, 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 blah. And, it happened one time. And so I called them out on it and made them pay me. And then every single time afterwards, I would have to put my foot down and say, you can't do this. Like, you need to pay me. And I only knew to do that because there were people in my life, like my wife, like my father-in-law, like my dad, like my adopted dad, that would say, this isn't right. You need to stick up for yourself. You need to make sure that you're heading in the right direction and that you're moving forward. And so I just would want to tell you guys, don't accept getting stuck in a complacent spot. Make sure you're getting raises. If you're capped out, I've been told we cannot give you any more raises. And at that point, I started looking for a new job. It's really that easy. Unfortunately, lifestyle grows, inflation grows, family grows, and you can't stay at the same wages year after year after year, or getting less than inflation raises. You're essentially losing money if you're not getting raises. Not to mention, my experience in the workforce has been, as you get more and more and more time on a job, you're given more and more responsibilities. So why should you not get more money for more responsibilities? It just, there are so many things. Did I do this right? What is going on? I'm talking too much. Okay, I got that. Got that. So yeah, it's really just been this story that is really haunted me. And it was a moment in my life where, I was playing video games. I was working part time at a head shop. I was, I was doing Sears, and then I just spent most of my time, like hanging out with my friends, going to bars, playing chess with one of my friends, and I look back, and we all need time to mature, and we all need to get growing done. But I wish that I'd been more productive. I wish I'd started college a little bit earlier, gotten, just because college is also what woke me up to more, to just additional possibilities. So don't be the old guy. Don't get stuck in your day to day and expect someone to be there forever. It's completely unrealistic. And I don't have, there's no duty general for this. Yeah, just make sure you're moving ahead, and don't be that person. Do whatever you can to grow. Make sure you always have hobbies. Make sure that, in my spare time, I do play video games, I do YouTube, I do photography. I'm also working on some like just programming based NFT stuff, just because I want to keep growing. And part of growing isn't just flipping cars, isn't just starting another business. It's also growing the other things in life. Not that those other things are always meant to make money or, to replace a job, but those avenues might expose you to new people, new business opportunities. And we all need to have those things just coming and going. And don't expect one hobby to last forever. Barbarossa, do I have that already? I think I do. I think I have this. Let's double check. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. And if you guys have ever had, people, I guess just that experience where I forgot how many new generals I've been picking up. I did not buy this. What?